Okay, let's see what happens. Hello? I mean, it says in live.
No, it says waiting for Elliot.
It says live for me and it says excellent connection. Maybe it'll just be a bit delayed.
Yeah,
is it on?
Yeah.
Oh snap, we're here. Do you have headphones actually? Because we'll have like a lag. Okay, let me just get this all sorted. Hey, bro, look at Holla. Holla said first, you know. Do you know what, Holla? You're a man of your word because you said, bruv, if you go live on Friday at 8, I will be there. And you're literally the first on here, bro. What's going on? And thanks to Miles as well for passing through. Honestly, if it's just us three, it'll be vibes, bro. Because I'll literally just go through, answer any questions. But also, I had this idea that I could even open up certain projects. And if you had any questions or things you wanted to know, I could also deep dive into some of that stuff. But in addition to that, I really wanted to gather like just what you guys thought of it, what you would want to know, and then I can really start to plan out content over the coming weeks. But thanks for locking in, guys. What's this? Okay, I've been looking at the waveforms of your music, finding it very interesting. Jeez, bro, you're making me nervous, bro. What's going on? I hope my waveforms were up to par, bro. Hey, Ria. Do you know what's mad? I wish I could see all of you guys' faces. Because I know, like, I see you all the time in the comments, but I really wish I knew what you all look like. But thanks for joining, Ria. And you've always been such a great commenter, always supportive of everything that's been happening. I'll give it a little while, wait for a few more people to jump in as well. But just for Ria, who's just joined, I'm going to be answering questions, just talking about the behind the scenes London, how it came about. But in addition to that, I really wanted to gather any questions that you all had about the project so that in the coming weeks I can start to make some content around that. So if it's beat breakdowns, if there's certain questions you have, if you want to know how I got my drums to sound a certain way, whatever it is, just let me know in the comments, and I'm going to be saving all of these and I'll make sure to get through to everything as well. Okay, let me double check. Amazing. I feel like I'm losing my vision. I'll have to zoom in on the screen.
I can read it. It says just a flying visit, but congrats on the new project. Excellent music and film work.
Ah, thank you, Fen, man. Appreciate it.
We also have a Here We Go from, I don't know how you say his name.
David, but with a D-E-Y-V-I-D. That's quite clever.
Petro.
Is that actually the real way how you spell your name? That's so cool. David Petro Music. Thanks for locking in, bro. By the way, please, if I'm saying bro and you're not bros, please let me know, because honestly, when I go on my YouTube and I look at the analytics, it's like 99% male, 1% female, and I'm always curious, who is this? Is it you? Maybe it's just
Maybe
you.
It's me.
That is jokes.
That's hilarious. It's your boy Dante has just joined.
Yes, what's Dante saying?
He said, hello all, just getting off work. I'm glad I made it. Alex, the project is fire. Tracks and visuals, all fire. Thank you for dropping.
Thank you so much for the kind words. Just for everyone who's just joined, I was just sharing that in this live stream I was going to be answering all questions, but also I wanted to gather any questions that you had about things so that I can start to make some content answering some of those questions as well. So honestly, we're just waiting for those questions to come through. But what did Holla? I'm analyzing your tune waveform. I'm seeing that the kicks are clipping, but it's not removing the dynamics of the kick. No, 100%. And that's why I always clip my drums. Actually, I think my first introduction to clipping was when I got standard clip. And the first time I put that on my drum bus, I was like, everything sounds louder, but it's still super punchy. Whereas with limiting, it rounds off the peaks and you lose the attack. So what a lot of these great mastering engineers are doing is they have really high quality converters, and they're actually clipping those converters. So even on my desk, I recently got this TC Electronics Clarity M, and when I look at some of the EDM stuff, it says the true peak is like 2 dB over 0, which is like, what? Why is that not just distorting? But honestly, it's because they're clipping, or 0.5 dB over. So clipping is a super powerful thing. So even as I'm talking about it, I'm like, I could spend the whole stream talking about that. So I'll make a note to address that and to go into detail why I did that and how I approached that as well.
We have some more comments.
Awesome.
It is David Peter? David?
Yeah, David Petra.
It's Ukrainian.
Oh, for David Peter.
Yeah.
Wow. Are you joining from Ukraine, David?
That's cool. Miles said, tell us more about your vocal production techniques, please. Your voice sounded exceptional, and I'm trying to set up this narration game of mine.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. My vocal production techniques are just expensive, bro. Like, bro, I don't know how much it's techniques as much as it's this bad boy here. The BAE 1073. Now, of course, like Neve make like a 1073 as well, but for me, I tried all of them, and the BAE ones, they're not the easiest to get, but just going through that preamp alone is so good. And then that then goes into this Impressor. In fact, we'll light it up. That goes into this Impressor 500, and that's just doing some basic compression. But the great thing with this is it has a gain reduction limiter, which means I can set that to like 10 dB. So no matter what's happening, it will never gain reduce more than 10 dB. And then my microphone of choice is this lovely one here, which is a Brauner Phantom Classic. I think, unfortunately, he may have gone out of business during lockdown, but generally that whole chain is probably around about 5k. So I don't know if it is so much my production technique as it is just a good investment in high quality tools. And a massive part of why my vocal sounds like that is because of this. Now I wish I could do the clap before, but as you look around my room, you can see that there's treatment everywhere. It's not because I live in an insane asylum. It literally is because, like, when I'm mixing and I'm working, I need to hear accurately. But what it ends up doing is, essentially my entire room is a vocal booth. So when I'm recording vocals, oh no, Leanne's calling me. Oh, bruv. And the thing is, she's probably got notes on the mix I'm mixing for her.
Yeah, I think you
Let me
need to
just take the call.
that.
Sorry guys, 1 second. Hey Leanne, you alright? Yeah, I'm good. You No, what's up? Yeah? Okay, I did actually. I did add an extra reverb, but you want me to take that off? Yeah, okay. Okay. And that's the only note? Did your A&R have any notes as well? Okay, amazing. Well, what I'll do is I'll do that. I'll get that over to you. I'm actually just on a live stream, but I'll get it over to you in like an hour. And then I will, if you give me the go ahead, then I'll get that over to Kieran. He'll get down on the mastering for that ASAP. And then we could get that back to you as well. Yeah, I'll take care of all of that. That's all good. I've spoken to Sarah about it as well. He could do that ASAP. I think he could have something to you Monday realistically. So what I'll do is I'll just make sure you're okay with it, and if you have no other notes, then I'll send it to him. Yeah, no worries. All right, speak to you later. Bye. Sorry guys, just work. But anyway, I'm back. I'm sure I missed so many questions, but essentially what I was saying is, with my vocal chain, honestly, like, I can just talk into this mic as it is with that setup. Even if I don't do any additional compression, it's going to sound so great already. I think the only compressor I had on there was maybe a 6176 UAD channel strip, the plug-in. Apart from that, I wasn't doing any addictive EQ or anything. Just literally, I just spoke through it. That BA 1073 is incredible. I'm sure I missed so many comments.
I can catch you up.
Okay, thank you.
Ria, she said, lol, just for the record, I am not a bro.
Okay, amazing. Then Ria, round of applause to you, because honestly, I've been searching who's this like 1% females that join. So that's so dope. But I swear though, every time I've been replying to your comments, I'm pretty sure I've been going, thanks bro, appreciate it bro. So I feel so bad now, but that's so good. I'm so happy because I want a diverse audience. Of course, of course. Let me go through. I'm just going to fly through some of these as well. Just going off work. It's Ukrainian. Tell us more about your vocal production. Okay, great. I've answered that. Ria's not a bro. I've answered that. I'm looking at the waveform right now. Very interesting. I'm looking at track 1, the end where the drums come in. So clear and nice. And then I'm going to go to hollow again. Okay, track 4, there is what looks like heavy clipping. The idea that tune can clip like that and still sound dynamic, I find that interesting. I need to save my pennies and buy hardware. No, bro, you don't. You don't. That whole project was mixed in the box, bro. What you need to do is buy Pulsar Modulus plugins, because the joke is I've actually given you all of the secrets. If you watch my how to make your drums hit hard, whatever, something, how to get insane bass, and my mix bus tutorial, like that is within my template as soon as I like load up a song. And all of London, nothing is analog on London apart from I guess my vocal, because I recorded it through a hardware compressor and stuff. But please don't feel like you need to spend money. That whole project was mixed in the box. Now the synths are hardware. This Udo Super6, which, hey Google, turn on the studio light. One sec. Studio light on. This Udo Super6, let me show it to you quickly. I know you've seen it before.
Udo Super6.
Yeah, it's so great.
Cool name.
I've been so scared to do a video on it, but this synth here, every sound is pretty much been made on this synth. So even if I set this up, in fact, let me do that now very quickly, because as soon as I go to play one of the sounds, you're going to realize very quickly. Okay, cool. So I want to go here, 3 and 4. This is so crazy. I did not plan to do this whatsoever, but anyway, we're just going with the flow. This is so funny because I literally have, if I go to A1, so my first sound bank, and I play this sound, but then if I put that in poly and I just go, that sound is the whole of, what's it called? Yo, what ends you from? So even though obviously, sorry, I'm so crazy. I was playing all of that stuff and I didn't even have it on the keyboard. And if I hit it a bit harder, it like detuned. So honestly, I don't think I would have been able to have made London if it actually wasn't for that synth. Even like the opening track, the main pad that's going like dun 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 dun. I literally was going through the presets on this, and that was one of the sounds. The sound I was playing just now though is one I made from scratch. The great thing with this synth, the great and the stressful thing is there's no like digital way to know what you did. So even though I made that sound on that day, I don't think I'll ever be able to make that sound again, because I don't even have any recollection of like what I actually did. But yeah, this synth has been a massive part of that. So even though I mixed it all in the box, let me get back to my point, because I used this synth and this synth sounds amazing, then I guess that is hardware analog, and that is a big reason why it maybe sounds so huge. But all of the bass lines are like in the box. I think I was using this one called Sub XL, Sublab XL, I think it is. I think it's like around 100 or something. The 808s in that are crazy, but every time it hits at 0, so you got to put like a plug-in to turn the gain down like 15 dB. But I definitely recommend the Udo Super6 and Sublab as well.
Victor said that when you said "Hey Google," it turned his on.
Oh, bro, you should have never told me that. Hey Google, play "Who is Alex Elliott?" What edge you from? Bro, everybody's got Google. No, hey Google, stop. Oh no, this is confusing. We got to switch it up. Hey Alexa, play "Who is Alex Elliott" on Spotify. I'll trigger everyone's home device. What else have we got? No, it's not from Ukraine, but I think he's Ukrainian. No, I'm from Cheltenham. My mum is Yugoslavian/Ukrainian. I use the name as an alternative stage name. Cool. Awesome. It's a cool name, man. Very cool. And also, I've always been curious what your image is, David, because I could never see it because I can't like zoom in, but it looks really interesting. What else have we got? Miles, you get what you pay for, champ. All worth the investments. Yeah, honestly, for me, like, I don't even know if I can call them investments, because I feel like when you make an investment, you're buying something to expect to see a return. But honestly, like, I think when I got a lot of this stuff, the simp stuff, I don't think I really bought that in order to see a return. I think I bought that the way someone might, I don't know, pay for like really nice golf clubs. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like this for me is like fun. Like, I get to play with the simps in a different way. And when I don't want to turn on the whole studio, I can just kind of sit down with the simp and just say I'm going to make loads of sounds. So the crazy thing with London is that I made loads of those sounds beforehand, and then when I went to sit down to produce, I was essentially going, how can I make a song with this preset I made that day? How can I make a song with this preset that I made this day? And then that's like why all of the songs are quite synth focused, or begin with synths at least anyway. But what else have we got? LOL, just for the record, I'm not a bro. I've seen that. Real life. Holla. Track 4, there is what seems like heavy clipping. We've already seen that. Kieran! Bro, what's going on, Kieran? You missed it. But Leanne called me. She has one more note about some reverb, yeah, bro. And then she said, how soon can we get the master? Bro, I'm sorry I didn't ask you, but I told her you could get it to her by Sunday, bro. So I don't know, man. Just let me know if it's possible. Just WhatsApp me, yeah? What's Holla saying? No, you're joking. I thought that was your hardware. No, bro. That whole project, like I said, was mixed in the box. In fact, I didn't plan to do this, but let me just open up the project for Yo, What Ends You From, and I can show you like that actual synth, and then I can also show you like how it was mixed in the box. I might have to mute myself, of course, with the microphone, but I can literally play it back for you, and I can like bypass the parts where I'm clipping, for example, and then you can see LMP, he said possible. All right, great, bro. That's
wait, with a lol.
Yeah, but to be honest, like, I know, because like I would have never recommended Kier for mastering if Kieran couldn't deliver like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know like Kieran's just gonna find a way to just get it done, because that's kind of what we signed up for when we take on these projects. Do you know what I mean? But okay, let me see if I can share my screen. Can you guys all see, guys and girl, Ria, let me be diverse. Can you all see Ableton right now?
I can't, but I think I'm on a lag.
Okay, let's see how laggy it is. Eventually will come up. Where's my phone actually?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, awesome.
Also, Taper1969 says, good evening, Alex and everyone.
Oh, good evening, Taper. And also Hepburn. I don't think I've ever seen Hepburn before. Yes, Alex, just watched your video. I spoke to you the other day on IG. Your journey is inspiring. Hepburn, can you let me know what your Instagram account was, so then I can put 2 and 2 together? But in regards to Hollis Sound, who asked me about how I mix this, I can take you through it now. What I'll do is I'll turn this fan off. I'll put my headphones on so I can play the audio while still talking. And then I need to, wow, stuck on the desk. Ugh.
That's cool. I didn't know it would work like that.
I didn't know it would work like that.
So you can still speak and play
I hope so. I'm going to figure it out. I'll find out.
We'll find out.
Okay, so right now I'm talking. Now if I unmute, where would the audio be? Raw. I nearly deafened myself. Okay, now if I unmute screen capture, let me know if you can hear this music. It works?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And then I can talk over it. I'll try not to talk at the same time because, as I said, these are mastered. And I've seen, Holla, that you was asking about the hard clipping from track 4. But honestly, whatever I show on this will apply to that one, because the way that I managed to get, I guess, a level of consistency across the soundscapes is that my template that I produce into, that I've shown before, I'll show it again briefly, is the same across all of the tracks. And all I'm doing is I'm deciding how much volume I want to go into these buses, and then that's then deciding how much it's saturating. So for example, if I play the drop of this, and I'm going to take this is just built-in Ableton clipper, but you could use like anything. I actually use the P44 now, but this is the Ableton clipper on this kick and bass bus, and then all of my instrumentals, like all of the instruments, so the drums, the kick and bass bus, the FX group and the music group, all go to this instrument bus. And then vocals is separate, so I can control that. But also when I go to do stems, I can easily just solo this and get an acapella, or I could just export it individually. And then on that bus, I then have another clipper, which is the P44 Magnum. And then on my drum bus, I also have a clipper, which is I'm using just the Ableton one. As you can see, this whole rack on my Ableton drum bus is just Ableton stock plugins. And it's not that Ableton stock plugins sound incredible, it's just that they were low CPU here and I was getting a good sound out of it. But if I bypass, let me do this. I'm going to bypass this bus.
Victor said, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, dope. Okay. I'm going to bypass this bus, and I'm going to bypass this kick and bass bus. Now, bearing in mind, I've only bypassed 2 things on my buses, right? Have a listen to how dead this is going to sound. Well, I mean, the bass isn't playing. That's because there's definitely a gain plugin that hasn't remembered the automation. So let me do that. Come back out, and then let's do that one more time. So it's not that it sounds dead, but
it doesn't sound dead.
No, it does sound dead. But what's happening is, first and foremost, the whole thing is like driving too hard because I'm not clipping the kick and the bass, which means that everything down the line is now over compressing, over distorting, over saturating. But we'll listen.
Has a question. He says a noob question. By bus, do you mean a return track or a group?
Group. So, say it's kind of the same, but I guess the difference with a group is it visually appears on the page as a collapsible folder. But if I had an analog mixing desk, if I wanted to group a bunch of sounds, I would send them to a bus. So whenever I say bus or group, similar thing. Whereas a return track will be if I'm doing like a reverb send. For example, down here, I have like delays, reverbs, things like this. And then I can like send audio to it. They would be my return tracks, but buses will always be like my way of referring to consolidating a bunch of tracks and making them go through one lane, if that makes sense. But yeah.
Ray Reynolds says, hello.
Hey, give me 1 sec, babe, because there's going to be a big delay between them hearing this example. So just pause 1 sec on the comments. I'm just going to do an A and B for them very, very quickly.
Okay.
So this is without everything. And then I'm going to bring in my drum bass. Take it out. Bring it back in. And now I'm going to do the same for the kick and bass bus. So I'm sure, as you can see from that, even when I brought in the kick and bass bus, it's not even like the level of bass drastically changed, but what I gained was 6 dB of headroom, which then meant that everything down the chain was then feeling a lot better. So to answer your question, when it comes to clipping is a massive part of my workflow, and I always have my clipper on that kick and bass bus set to -6 dB. If I'm getting too much distortion, what I'll do instead is I'll go to the individual tracks and I'll just bring them all down, so then I'm changing the volume or the amount of volume that's feeding that chain. And if my overall thing is clipping too much, then I'll turn it all down. And then if I show you an example of my mix bus, I'll take everything off the mix bus. This one's going to be a shocker though. This is without everything. I'll bring it in. And I'm not going to go into all of that now because you guys already know the ultimate mix bus tutorial. I literally broke down every single thing that I do on that bus. So when it comes to, like, I guess getting that analog sound in the box, like, this is, I don't know how this is turning into a pulsar modular video again, but bruv, I just love the plugins in it. But honestly, I had analog gear. I told you guys I had so much analog gear and I sold all of it when I got these plugins, because I was like, I can be portable and I can get that sound wherever I go. And anyway, when I need that analog chain on the mix bus, I can just send it to Kieran or great master engineers like that, and they can run it out and make the investment in the expensive gear, and then I can keep money to get great speakers. But yes, that's what I wanted to show you with that. But anyway, sorry, I went off track completely. Let me get back to the chat. What did I miss?
Okay, so what you missed was Victor said, much love from Nigeria.
Oh, wow. What's going on, Victor, from Nigeria?
Beats with Kev said, hi, everyone.
Hey, Kev.
And Kev also said, I usually think of buses as literally a bus taking a sound to a destination. Yes,
100%. 100%. Like, that is really the best way to analogy? That's really the best analogy for it, yeah. My brain is moving faster than my ability to talk. It's because I opened up Ableton, that's why.
Yeah, David has a question about Ableton. He said, what is it like to mix in?
What is it like to mix in? Well, I mean, you guys just heard I took the call from Leanne, right? Just so you don't, if you don't know who Leanne is, Leanne was one of the singers in Little Mix, who's been releasing her own stuff, and yeah, she's happy with the mix. So I mixed it all in Ableton, you know, completely left field, because I know people say Pro Tools or Logic or whatever, but honestly, I find Ableton great. The only thing that is, I wouldn't say it's annoying about Ableton, but with Ableton, of course, you have a limit of the amount of like these sends you can do at the bottom. But one thing I've realized is, like, how often am I actually doing like more than 8 different reverbs and delays combinations on one track? Generally, this works well for me. And if I need more, then I usually just apply stuff directly to the track. So it's a little bit of a different workflow, but it kind of works well for me. Say I wanted to do a reverb, I would add the reverb, and then I would create that reverb as a group, and then I'd go down here, I'd create another chain, and this has now created 2 chains. I can have a whole different chain here, and this is now the dry signal because I've got no plugin on it, and this is now the wet signal because it's 100% wet. And then what I do is I can turn the reverb all the way down. This is the dry signal of the vocal, and then I can just blend the reverb in behind. And I would only ever do that if it's like this particular part of the song.
See that, by the way.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. Please let me know sooner, babe.
Sorry, I didn't know you would like.
Yeah, no. Okay, let me go back. That is hilarious. Okay, to be honest, I probably explained it the longest way possible. The way that I approach getting unique reverbs per track is I'll load the reverb, then I'll go Command G to turn it into a group, then I'll hit this button here, create chain. Now what this has done is this has created a separate chain where I could add a ton of different effects here, but what I do is I don't. I keep this with nothing because this is now the dry signal. And on this chain, this is now the reverb, Valhalla, which is 100% wet. So if I turn this all the way down, this is only going to play the dry signal. So then obviously, as you know, if I then turn this up, what this is doing is then blending in that 100% wet reverb signal behind. So when I need really unique like sends or reverb sounds that's only for a particular vocal, I do it this way. And then when I have like my general reverb delays and sends, then all of those are down here. That is the only thing I've come across with Ableton, which is like not being able to have an unlimited amount of sends. Of course, if I start doing 5.1 surround sound, movie score, stuff like that, I think that won't really be possible. Yeah, which I will. What? So you're saying I could install the 5.1 then?
Not at home.
Okay, well, anyway, you got to negotiate these things, guys, when you get to my age. But yeah, like literally, this works great. And it's so funny because even though she said not at home, listen, bruv, if a 5.1 mix came through, bruv, she's literally just going to be like, it's fine.
Maria had a question, but I'm sure you kind of answered it. She said, I'm curious, what is it about the Ableton workflow that you love? I think you kind of gone into that a little bit already.
Yeah.
And what made you settle on it as your DAW of choice?
This is so funny because I need to remember, if I talk about Ableton, I need to go back to it. Now, this is great because first and foremost, I was actually on Logic. If you go to my earlier videos, I was a Logic user. It's actually all of you guys in the comments that made me even try Ableton. I actually think it might have been Holler Sounds Music who was like, you have to try Ableton. But on every single video I did on Logic, he kept saying you need to try Ableton. So I was like, do you know what? Let me just try it. Because my peers, a lot of producers who I respect and look up to, like Progression, who did all of Stormzy's album, or even like Jay Warner, like all of these people for years have been telling me, bro, Ableton is the one. So when I then tried it, and based on the comments, as soon as I used it, I was like, first and foremost, this is fast. Like, this moves as quick as my brain moves when it comes to editing and manipulating audio. The only thing that was a bit jarring before is they didn't have the bounce to audio function, but with the most recent update, they've got that. So now really, there's nothing that it can't do apart from like surround sound or Dolby Atmos and things like that. But Ableton for me, it's just, it's hard to describe, and it's so unfortunate that they don't have a demo. But it's just like, low latency works great because there's no latency mode, so you have to use your plugins in a way that you don't actually introduce a lot of latency in the first place. But what that means is that everything is so responsive. So like when I hit play, it's such a small detail, but yeah, it's fine, I'm just audio. But when I hit play, it will like start playing straight away. Or when I want to, I don't know, like edit audio or move things around or even take lanes or doing vocals, like there's so many facts. Another thing that's really important for me with Ableton is I've gotten used to it to the point that I can't live without it now. Being able to see the plugins down the bottom like this is, I can't live without that now. And regardless of what I'm doing, like even if it's not Ableton plugins, just being able to be like, that's going into that, that's going into that, and having this workflow down here is so key for me. I love the way that automation works. It's really on the beat. I don't know if Logic has fixed this yet, but there was this really annoying thing where Logic's automation was delayed. So if I had a hard stop, it would be like a few milliseconds after where I automated it.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah, it was so frustrating. And obviously I do like loads of automation, loads of cuts. As you can see, there's automation all over this. So for example, like this bass is hitting. When I want it to cut, that thing needs to cut exact. So it's like this. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if I was to like bypass this gain plugin, that whole section is going to sound messy because this is now ringing over. So it's like, no, I need that to like hard stop. So like being able to do that level of automation on Ableton has been really great for me. Another one that's great is Studio One. I actually do mess with Studio One. I've got a lot of great projects in Studio One, but there was like an issue when the M1 chip came out, and that's when I then started to try. I went back to Logic because Studio One became really unstable, but I'm sure it's fixed itself now. But the problem is now that I found Ableton, like that's it. I don't think I'll go back. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question.
Holler Sounds Music said, valuable content right there. Don Michael Jr. Hey, I caught it. I wasn't sure with the time difference.
Oh, what's going on, Don? Thanks for locking in, man.
I wonder the time difference. I wonder what it is and where he's.
Whereabouts are you from? I know. I think Don's from the States, but I don't know where in the States, and I don't know what the time difference is. But for anyone who's in the States, it's 8:35 p.m. in England now. What time is it where you are?
It's your boy Dante. I had a question.
Yeah.
Do you use your analog heat to saturate individual elements, or do you prefer pulsar saturation?
So, do you know what's funny? First thing, I've run out of inputs on this Furman, this power conditioner on this side basically has run out of inputs. So I had to actually take the power cable that was plugging into the analog heat in order to connect my X-Max Alicia. So I actually haven't been using the analog heat as of late, not because I don't love it, but just because it hasn't been plugged in. But I find, even though this is a way better saturator than all of the ones that I have in the box, I still use the ones in the box when it comes to just general saturation, because for me, capturing an idea as quick as possible is way more important than like the sonic benefit I get from like having to root it out, record it, all of that kind of stuff. So I find I only go to this when I'm actually in a sound design state of mind. So I actually want to really change how this thing sounds, or I want to get really interesting with pushing it to the limits, or getting like, you know, those Kanye West kind of distorted drums. That's when I'll go to this. Or if I want to route my synths through it, I'll go to this. But for like actual saturation, Decapitator still holding its place, really strong. Soundwise Decapitator, and then Pulsar Modular P44 Magnum. I find I use the Pulsar Modular stuff across my buses. I treat Pulsar Modular stuff like hardware. Now, even though my current computer is way more powerful, my other computer before this wasn't. So I wasn't able to like have too many instances of the Pulsar Modular stuff. But that then forced me to get into the workflow of just using Pulsar Modular on buses, really important places. But when it comes to individual elements, honestly, Decapitator or Safari Pedals make one called Cobra Fuzz, which does that guitar pedal distortion really, really well. Hopefully that answers your question.
Yes, Jack Watkins. He said, I just watched the film. Wow.
Oh, wow.
It's powerful. So much of what you said resonated about feeling like you could only do one thing and not knowing which one to choose. Artist is enough.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. And actually, do you know what? Thank you for asking that question, because I've just realized you guys will see this at the top, right? New music on WhoisAlexElliott.co.uk. The actual purpose of this stream was to actually let you all know that I actually made a music visual. I finally released my own music, and that music is available on WhoisAlexElliott.co.uk. So if you go onto that website and you sign up to my mailing list to get updates on new music, then you'll get a confirmation email. Once you accept that confirmation email, you'll then get a follow-up email which will give you the password to enter the website where you can watch this music visual. And if you really love it and you want to support me, then you could also go ahead and buy the 6-track project as well. So yeah.
What's special about the 6-pack?
6-track, yeah?
Yeah. What's special about it?
I don't know. Oh, of course it's high res. But it would always be high res if you download it. But okay, this is what's special about it. Thank you. This is what's special about it. You see, when you buy songs from iTunes, what they're giving you is a .m4a file. Now, when you get a .m4a file, that is not the same quality as the lossless file that was uploaded to that platform. So what the reality is unless you have Tidal and you listen to the lossless format there, and if you only listen to your music on Spotify, you've probably never actually heard how mixes are meant to sound. And what you'll find is they're actually way more dynamic and generally way brighter than you think they are if you only listen to music on like Spotify or streaming platforms. So even though I'm selling the high-res audio as a means of, you know, supporting myself, it's actually a real educational experience for you to download the high-res audio, listen to it, and then go onto Spotify and listen to it, because those same high-res files were uploaded to Spotify. Listen to the sound difference, and then you'll realize if you use Spotify as your reference for how mixes are meant to sound, then you are fighting a losing battle, because things are way more dynamic, way more punchy, and way brighter. And then when it goes through all of those algorithms, they then compress it even more during their conversion process, which then ends up changing the quality. So yeah, even if you don't like the music, definitely buy it anyway, just to have that educational point right there.
Now, David commented, he said, I've been considering switching to Ableton from Studio One for a while now. The Ableton price tag puts me off. I really like the live looping aspect, as I feel my style of music would really benefit. Also, David told us that his profile picture that you commented on,
yeah,
it's his album artwork from his last EP called People.
Come on, guys.
It's people on the tube train, and I just adjusted the color and the saturation and pulled up the sharpness.
Amazing. Well, shout out to David Petro Music. He's got a project out called People. Make sure to go check that out and stream that live. And then after you've listened to that, then go check out my stuff on whoisalexelliott.co.uk.
What is the price tag?
Price tag? Nah, Ableton's expensive, bro. Ableton is expensive. I actually have no rebuttal for that. Like, because I even for me to take that step was like a big thing, and I work in music full time and I invest in music stuff all the time, but even for me, I was like, bruv, this thing is expensive, so I don't know how to get around that. I think it would be unfortunate for you to buy Ableton and spend that amount of money on it and not absolutely love it. I got lucky because I spent that amount of money on it and I absolutely love it now. But if I spend that amount of money and I was like, oh my God, I don't think I really like this, I would be so stressed. So I really think watch as many videos as possible on it before, you know, taking that plunge. Honestly, they really do need to figure out a way to do a demo. But I was
going to say, it's weird that they don't have a trial period.
Yeah. I think it's just because
they just believe in their product.
But also, when you have a trial period, it also makes it easy for that stuff to get torrented and for illegal versions of it to exist. So I think that's the real reason behind why they don't do the whole like demo thing as well.
Hollow Sounds Music said, I would have bought Ableton, but the CPU issues, even on my i9 Razer gaming laptop, every other DAW works, no issues.
Yeah, of course.
The team tried to help me, and I appreciated that.
Yeah. No, if you don't have a powerful computer, then stay away from it, because it's a bit better now with the M4, but the optimization, like if you're worried about running a certain amount of tracks, like you can definitely run more in the other ones, definitely, for sure. But who's here? Who else has seen the film? Is there anyone who hasn't seen the short film? And if you haven't, please let me know so I can make sure to explain to you what it's all about as well. Because otherwise, this is just turning into Ableton promo, bro.
Jack does have a question about the short film, London.
Yes.
He said, I loved hearing your conversation with your coach, mentor, friend, ?
Oh, you mean my wife?
Who that was.
It was my wife, Tessa. She's literally right here. That's so funny. And she is a coach, mentor, and my best friend at the same time. So yeah, man, all of that was right. What else is this?
Hollow Sound Music, going back to Ableton. I was using Ableton Lite, decided to stick with Reason.
Yeah, great. Whatever works for you. I think for a little while, let's avoid the Ableton questions.
Okay.
Because I'm thinking some people would join and they might want to talk about other things, but these guys are just talking about Ableton the whole time and just leave. Especially if they don't use Ableton, it might trigger them.
Okay, sure. Going back to your project. It's your boy Dante said it's 3:36 p.m. where he is.
Oh wow! Okay, so that's quite a big difference then.
Yeah.
That's a really big difference.
And then AO says, "Word up, Alex. Where's the fanny pack?"
Oh snap! It's right here, bro. You're not gonna catch me slipping, bro. What have I got in there? Let me see,
in
bro.
Alex's bag?
I know, man. We've got some glasses because obviously we can see that it's been so sunny in England lately that I literally need to make sure to have those. We got my keys, so I never forget those, and then mints because I don't want to be attacking people with bad breath, and that pretty much stays like that, bro. So yeah, fanny pack is right here, bro. And shout out to you, by the way. AO is a dope producer and a fantastic engineer himself as well.
It's your boy Dante said it was number 6 this morning when I purchased the tracks.
Wow, thank you, bro. Purchasing at 6 a.m. is, I don't even know if I'm even awake or conscious at that time, but that's awesome. Thank you so much for the support. And if you're new and you've just signed in and you're wondering what's going on, probably go visit WhoisAlexElliott.co.uk, check it out, and then come back to the stream and it will make sense what we're talking about over here as well.
Taper needs some help accessing the website. He
yes,
said,
of course.
I've signed up today, but I can't seem to get the password, so I've not seen the film.
Okay, so there was a little message, but sometimes we could be in such a quick rush that we can maybe miss all of it. But it was essentially explaining that there will be a confirmation email that's sent to you, and you need to click confirm on that email. Now, if you don't see that in your main inbox, then Google, Chrome especially, and a few others have this new AI thing where they take it upon themselves to organize your emails. So if it decides that something is promotional content, it won't actually put it into your main inbox, but it will send it to a folder called promotions, or it will send it to spam, because I'm a new email address and I'm a new website and it doesn't know like what my reputation is. So in this beginning stage, some people, unfortunately, the email went to your spam, or it went to your like promotions or these kind of things. So just make sure to check those other folders, and in that folder it will definitely be there if you filled in your email, and then you can literally click confirm. Once you click confirm, then you'll get the email with the password. So just give that a check, and then keep me updated how you get on as well. If not, then like shoot me a message on Instagram and I'll try and give you some more direct support, because I'm my own chat support.
It's your boy Dante said, I've only listened in the car so far, but I'm excited to listen in my studio through my
planar headphones.
And
yeah.
his
R&B converter. Yeah, he's not messing about.
So I appreciate the high red files.
Yes.
I'll be adding them as a reference track.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. And honestly, be sure, if you can, make sure to check out the visuals as well. Because honestly, I really made it to be something that goes with the visual. But of course, it can be consumed as music as well.
Jack said that he's been following you since hearing Dan Crossley's Feel.
No way.
What song? Play it.
No, I can't even play it because it'll give me a strike.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's a song, but it's a song I produced for someone like.
How long ago was that? Before lockdown.
Like back when I was working with like Shime and stuff like that, like Talyard days. Yeah, when I had a studio at Talyard. Just after. No, before we was married.
I remember him coming.
I kept working with him after, but that song ended up being like one of his biggest songs. Wow. That's crazy. I mean, I wouldn't even want to play it now. It would sound so old now, but back then it was a great song. That's crazy. I didn't know that, Jack. So thank you for being a supporter for that long, honestly.
AO said short film is expansion of Alex's ego.
Oh, I don't think that's a compliment, bro. I don't think I have an ego.
I don't think you have an ego.
No, man. I don't know about that, man. Do you see how much stress it was for me to get in front of the camera? You better try and make me hide again.
Everyone said, I've seen the film, loved it, loved all the behind the scenes footage. I felt like we got to know you a little better.
That's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to happen in a non-egotistical way, AO. He's though, I understand he's bantering me anyway.
AO also said he appreciates the kind words from the Sonic Master.
This is, bro, if you keep talking to me like that, I'll probably end up getting an ego, bro.
David said it's nice to see your wife so supportive. It is a real blessing, and it lifts inspiration.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And if you are signing in and you just happen to just jump across this stream, I released some new music. It's a little bit more than that. There's visuals, there's a short film that goes along with it, but everything is available at WhoisAlexElliott.co.uk, so be sure to check that out. Alex, you need to do an Atmos mix. It would slam. I told you, babe.
Yeah, I know.
Listen, I'm negotiating with her now about the 5.1 setup. Listen, I see a little space there, and I see a little space here.
No.
Symmetrical.
Do you know what? You went to the studio and they said you could use... Didn't you?
I could use other people's studios, yes, for surround sound. But as you can see, guys, the only reason I haven't done surround sound is because she don't support it. So bruv, what do you mean? The evidence is on the stream. Both times I brought it up, she shot down the idea straight away. So listen, I'll come back. We can go and watch it. I'll play it back to you later. I'll see, yeah, you think you support. Look at this, bruv. But no, honestly, I will move into that space like eventually. But the great thing is PMC is the one you was on about. They said I could use their studio, their room, if I need to do some Atmos stuff. But honestly, this is my first release. I think shooting the visuals, editing the visuals, color grading the visuals, buying the camera equipment, buying the lenses, learning video editing, mixing, mastering, producing it. Like, there's only so much that I could do on a gamble, essentially, because I didn't know anyone was going to watch it. And I'm so grateful because people have been watching it and people have been buying it. But, you know, I was like, am I really going to go ahead and now start doing a whole Atmos mix on something that I don't even know if people are going to turn up for? But honestly, I've seen the support so far, and off seeing that support, then I think I will expand into such ventures in the future. I just got to get some negotiations out of the way. So if you're going to
expand to that,
yeah,
does that mean it's going to be played in a surround?
Well, yeah, like the thing is,
facility?
I can't go to cinema until I do that.
Yeah.
Because it would sound so underwhelming, because the sound would only come out of the front two speakers, and all of these speakers would be silent.
Yeah.
So, like, regardless, before I can go to cinema, I have to do that. But just so you guys know, I'm just going to say it from now, I'm actually working on a second one of these projects with tons of artists featured on top of it as well, and some surprises. And I think when I do that one, I'm actually going to hire out a cinema in London, and I'm going to sell some tickets and invite people down. So if you're someone who would be interested in coming to something like that, please let me know in the comments. And also on the website, there's a place where you can RSVP. If I see there's enough people that want to come to that, then I'll make sure to put on that event and get that done as well.
I think that would be really nice. I think it would be really nice for you to meet these people in
That's
person.
What I'm saying. I want to see their faces.
Yeah, have a little like community.
Yeah.
It would be so nice.
I think it'll be dope. I think it'll be really, really lovely. But obviously it'll cost so much money, so of course I would have to charge.
Yeah, Taper said
I'll be there. Facts. Amazing. Then make sure to let me know, Taper, on the website. If you go to the events tab, which you don't need a password to access, you could just go to the events tab. There's a form where you can RSVP. If you haven't done it already, be sure to fill that out, because I have everyone's name and their city. If I see there's enough people in London, then I'll make sure to do something or if there's enough people in England, then I'll make sure to put something on. But I don't know if we're international just yet, but we can work towards that in the future. In the future.
Ayo said he would also be there. 100% Popcorn City.
Amazing. Then please, likewise, make sure to hit WhoisAlexElliott.co.uk. Go to the events tab. Yeah, Taper's done it already. And sign up to let me know. If I see there's enough people, I'll put that on. Honestly, as soon as I see there's at least like 100 people, I'll pay the money, I'll rent the cinema, and I'll start putting some tickets out, and we'll do that. Awesome. Now, does anyone here who has seen London, who's new or has just joined, if you have any questions at all about any of the tracks, I'm happy to open up projects briefly. Or if you also want to know anything about how I produced it or anything I did in the mixing, then let me know in the comments as well, because what I'll do is in the future, I can start making some content around those different things as well. I wonder what these numbers are, by the way. There's like a number 2 and like a number 1.
I think it's like top 3 people who comment the most.
Top fans, it says. That's pretty dope, actually. It's your boy Dante. Back to Studio 1. Since it has Dolby Atmos rendering. Yeah, no, honestly, I was at GearFest recently, and I spoke to the guys and I let them know my issues, and they let me know how to fix them, and they also let me know that how their rendering works and how good it is, and I've got that set up now. So when it comes to doing the Atmos mixes, 100% I'm doing it inside of Studio 1. Not even Logic. I'm definitely going to be doing it inside of Studio 1. But yeah, any other
question?
Yeah.
What was it about this project that made you want to release it? You've made so many songs and you've done so much for yourself. Like, why was it this project that you backed it and you released it and you've invested so much into it? You've done the screening, you've got the website. Like, what is it about this project that made you actually release it?
Honestly, I think it was paying respect to the influence that London specifically has had on me as a producer. And it's crazy because I didn't set out to make the project for that.
It was never like, sorry.
Yeah, no, I didn't set out to make the project for that. I set out to just make some music, just make some instrumentals. And then it just inherently ended up bringing out just my origins of grime. So me, I'm from London, right? So the first genre of music that I started making was grime. like grime beats. Like honestly, I remember it was called Oriental Rhythm, and it was awful. But it was the first beat I made, and I remember I'd make the beat over and over again because I had a demo of Fruity Loops. And with the demo of Fruity Loops, I think you have an hour, and then after an hour you can export it, but you can't save the project. So I'd have to like make the beat, and then the next day I'd have to come back and remember what I made the day before and make it again. So I started making grime instrumentals like that.
Wow.
And then I would play my grime instrumentals in school and in college, and people would MC around the phone. Like that's what we used to do back in the day, and they used to MC to my beats. So that was a massive part of my early days getting into music and realizing I think I could do this, I think I like this, I think I enjoy this, but also I think other people like this as well. So when it came to doing my first ever project, it just felt like, I guess organically, I had to just pay my respects to London, the culture of London that I experienced and the influence it had on me and my music. So when I made it, that was honestly like a massive, massive part of why I did it. And I actually had the second project, which is going to be coming out in the future. Those songs were actually made, and I was actually going to release that stuff first. And if you've seen a video I did a while back about saying I was going to do new music, there was a song teased at the end. And there's a bunch of songs like that. But London always existed on my Untitled playlist. And it was always there. And it was just like this thing that just kept nagging me, like, you have to put this out. You have to put this out first. And if you've seen the short film, you'll see that conversation at the end between me and my wife. And the reason I put that in is because that was an organic conversation, but that was also the very moment that I decided I'm going to film content, I'm going to make a short film. And then the next day I started filming. And I think I spent 10 days filming different content across like the period of a month. And then I edited the video. And then I added the voiceover, and then it just kind of organically came together. And then I played it to one of my friends, and my friend was just like, do you know what you've made? I was like, no.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I've made a YouTube video. That's what I've made. That's what I was trying to make.
Yeah.
I was just like, I want to make the coolest YouTube video ever made.
Yeah.
And then it just ended up becoming like more than that. And then obviously when I then had my screening, and the person who's talking to me saying, do not release this on YouTube. This guy's like a BAFTA award-winning film director.
Yeah. And
he was basically saying this is too big to release on YouTube. And if he hadn't have told me that, I would have just uploaded it like any other YouTube video. I would have been like Gearfest 2025, WhoisAlexElliott London plugin review, how to mix your drums. Like it wouldn't have even have been a big thing. I would have just threw it out there. But I think because of the response that I received from that core amount of people that came to the screening, that really gave me the confidence to be like, okay, maybe I should give this a little bit more attention. And then that's when I used Squarespace to design the website and then do that whole thing. And I spent a long time just thinking, what do I want the experience of this website to be? And then when I had that, then I was like, okay, great. Now I need to launch it. And then I think I spent the next 4 weeks not doing anything. I had no release date. The website was done, the video was done, the music was done. And I just spent the next 4 weeks just not doing anything and just being sad because nothing was moving and nothing was progressing. And my wife was like, bro, you have not put the music out. What are you doing? So I was like, okay, I'm going to put the music out. So then I made the video you would have watched this morning. I made that video because I was sitting on the sofa there. That's where I recorded it. And I'm looking at my equipment and I'm going, bruv, why am I not releasing this thing? And I thought, let me just get my GoPro. Let me just talk to the camera about what I'm going through. And as I was talking about what I was going through, that's when I was then like, oh my days, I think I'm just going to use this as the way that I'm going to launch this. So I made that video, edited that video, and then I sat on that video for 4 weeks. I didn't post it. I had it uploaded to YouTube. I just didn't launch it. So honestly, it's been a bit of a process, but yeah, long-winded answer, but thanks. Thanks for asking that question, babe.
That's all right. Jack said, what was your favourite part of creating the music and film, and your least favourite part as well?
My favourite part about creating it was actually the visuals. Like, honestly, I have to thank YouTube because I obviously got into the camera through making just these YouTube videos. But actually, before that, I was doing that Instagram reel stuff where I was doing like beat videos and stuff. But I think my favourite part was filming. Because the thing is like, I've done music for so long that it can be quite hard these days to find the high level of excitement that I had when I first discovered a DAW, or when I first discovered what it means to put music together. But because like camera work is like new to me, I felt like how I felt back in the day when I first found Fruit Loops demo for the first time. So like that was like that excitement of creativity and something being completely new. Like I really, really enjoyed that. So I would say that filming was my favorite part. I think my least favorite part was like figuring out how am I gonna like promote this. Like even now I'm on this stream and I'm like, do people even care that I've released music? Like people have probably come on there and go, wait, he's not talking about plugins, let me leave the stream. Do you know what I mean? Like why is he talking about his own stuff? So I think that the part I didn't like was, I guess, the mental battle that it took to be confident and to just be brave enough to be like, I've built 5,000 subscribers or nearly 6,000 subscribers and I'm going to start posting my music. Do you know what? I'm going to lose subscribers. People are going to be like, I don't care about this guy's music. Why is he posting that? But at the end of the day, it's like, it's my audience that I'm building. Yeah. It's my community that I'm building. Yeah. And if I can't share myself, then of course, unsubscribe by all means. Do you know what I mean? It's like, at the end of the day, I can only be myself. And I think the hardest thing was allowing myself to just be myself on my channel. Like even when I bought my new MacBook and it's like day in the life video, I'm just going to film myself buying the Mac because this is actually quite a nice moment for me. I'm just going to share it. And then people watched it and ended up loving it. I'm going Gearfest. I'm just going to take my camera. I'd have filmed myself on Gearfest. I probably don't need to keep the bit in of me getting off the bus and saying how hot it is. But bruv, it was hot that day, bro.
It was hot.
Do you know what I mean? And I was chasing air conditioning the whole event. So it gave context. Do you know what I mean? So honestly, the hardest thing was allowing myself to be myself.
Interesting.
Hooray, I've just found the password in my inbox. I'll be watching the film straight after this. Great email, by the way. Thank you so much. And I hope you enjoy it, honestly.
LMP Record says, this is Kieran, right?
Yes, this is Kieran.
Kieran said, we'll be submitting London to the short film organisation body.
I don't think as of right now today, no. As of in the future, that could happen, of course. But I think it became a choice between either I share it with you all or I don't share it with you and I submit it to the short film festivals. Because the reason being is, before you release anything, the short film festivals want what you send to them to be an unreleased thing most of the time. They want it to be something that hasn't been released yet. So I chose to prioritize this community over the accolade of getting some short film thing. Like, yeah, a bunch of people could watch it and give feedback and it could win an award for like short film, but my whole thing with YouTube and this community is just building like-minded individuals who want to connect, who like what I do, who want to learn how I'm doing what I'm doing, who love the reviews. Like, that's what I want to build. And when I took a step back and looked at short film ceremonies or like submitting, number one, it costs a lot of money. It's not free. I had to pay like £20 per day for them to send like emails out on my behalf or something like that. And in order for the emails to go directly to a director's inbox, I think it was like £300 or something like that. So like, it was like, do you know what I mean? Like, as much as I'm doing visuals and I love it, I'm a music person and I'm making music. Like, the visual is just like an additional part, but I'm a music person and I'm making music.
I get why people are asking that though, because the music and the film are on the same level. Do you know what I mean? So it could win awards, and it would, like, if you entered that, it would do something for sure. So I get why people are saying that, but I love that you said you're coming back to like but it's about the music.
Yeah,
for you. And it's about your community. Yeah, and I think that's what's really beautiful about the website. It is something that's like for us.
Yeah. I don't want it to be this like exclusive thing. I've been in the music industry so long, and it's just this like boys club, like just exclusive thing, niche clicks. This person links up with that person, and we don't work with them, and they like. For me, YouTube just isn't that. YouTube is, yo guys, I made this and I'm sharing it with you. I'm asking, of course, I'm saying sign up to my mailing list in exchange, and if you like it, then of course buy it. But ultimately, I'm sharing it with you guys for free. I'm just going to read some of these as well. You're far too humble about how good your music is. I'll do my best to keep it that way, honestly, because I think the day I become arrogant and I sit down and say, yo, this is dope, is the day my music will start sounding terrible. I think the fact that I'm like listening back to my stuff and going, I don't think this is good, I don't like this, I think is also a part of what pushes me to probably make stuff go further, if that makes sense. But thank you so much.
Ray said the website is great, by the way.
Wow, thank you so much.
It's really cool. Ray, did you hear the soundscape in the beginning with the? It's so cool.
Oh.
Like you really enter another world. It's really fun.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Do you know what? Top Taper. You don't. If you want to go watch it now and come back, bro. Honestly, it's fine. Like, don't worry about it. It's all good. Jack Watkins, congratulations on sharing your art with the world. It definitely takes vulnerability and bravery. Thank you so much. And then Holler Sound Music. I'm looking forward to seeing the film. I had to leave home early this morning. I'm not at home, but I had to catch the live. Amazing. Thank you so much. So I'm probably going to wrap it up soon, guys. But before I go, I did want to ask, because I'm just thinking about what kind of content to make in the coming weeks. If you guys want to see anything, any breakdowns or any particular questions on how I did things, even if you want to see like the behind the scenes of how I even did the filming side of it, or the video editing or color grading, like no matter what it is, just let me know now. And if not, then we could wrap things up.
Yeah, how did you film the laptop scene?
Oh, that's so funny. So obviously I've not filmed myself with the laptop thing. So I'll show my wife how to use the gimbal, and then she did the gimbal walking backwards with filming me opening and closing the laptop.
On my lunch break.
Yeah, on her lunch break at work. And where we shot that was round the corner from work. And all those people aren't paid actors. They just were really considerate and didn't stare into the camera. Yeah. So they just looked like paid actors. But no, they were just all on their lunch break.
Yeah, that was really fun for me. We did like a lot of like practicing here, didn't we, first, and then
awesome. But I think that's all. But thank you for everyone who's joined so far, and if you haven't already, be sure to check out the music visual on whoisalexelliott.co.uk. And I just wanted to take a moment again just to say thank you to everyone who has purchased it, and this is the first step of many things to come. I'm not going to overload you guys, but I'm going to be sharing more music on my platform and just helping it to be a place that can be for creatives and ultimately be a channel that just promotes being an artist, making art. We're all artists, we're all creatives. And if you come to this channel, that's the one thing I want you to feel is creativity, artistic nature, and just inspiration to go and do whatever it is that you want to do as well.
Before you go, Holler Sound said you'd like to see the camera that you used if you have it there.
Yes, so it's set up at the moment. To be fair, I could take the battery out of it, to be fair. 1 second. Oh. Yeah, I probably should have got that right. That's totally going to drop down. How am I going to get this off? Here we go. Oh, there we go. So the whole thing was mainly filmed with this. This is my Sony FX30, and I did some shots with my Sigma 16mm lens, but then I did most of it with this Sony G Master 35mm, and then I had this Portkey screen to make sure that I wasn't overexposing, and I used a thing on here called false color, which essentially was telling me like the equivalent of your audio's peaking too much, you need to turn it down. That helped me a lot. So yeah, the whole thing was filmed on this, and I just put it in my bag. I had a little side bag, and I just went around London and said, that looked cool, film that, film this, film that, and I did that for 10 days. And then I don't know how, but somehow it ended up just making a story. I guess without realizing, I was organically filming things that resonated with me or with my character or with my personality. Someone said I was trying to purchase, but what, no PayPal? It's cool there are other options too. Yeah, I don't know if there is a PayPal. Like, honestly, I do it through Squarespace because it's just really, really straightforward. But I could have a look into what that is. And Holler says he bought it. And the fact it is lossless audio really helps me see the waveforms as you export them. I'm glad. Well, I think I'm going to wrap it up now, everyone. But thank you so much for all of you who have joined. I'm so sorry. I've been talking to my screen the whole time, but the camera's here. But thank you to everyone who has joined. I'll be doing some lives in the future just on producing, things like that as well. But if you enjoyed this, please let me know in the comments, because honestly, if no one really comments that they enjoy this kind of stuff, I probably won't do lives again. But if you do enjoy it, then make sure to let me know, and I'll be sure to do this kind of stuff more in the future. All right, everyone. I'll see you all next time.